Hare Krishna. This is Geoffrey Giuliano, occasionally known as Jagannath Das, coming to you from my orchid garden here in Thailand on a very pensive, insightful, and sad last day of 2024 because I think about my friend Daniel de Santos, my brother-in-law. What a great soul he was and is, who went missing on November 17th, 2024 in the town of Tongsulo on the island of Koh Phangan off the coast of Thailand. My daughter dropped him off. Said he was a little tired, too hot for a swim, but maybe have a cappuccino and watch the football in the open air pubs around there on the big screen, sports bar. He was last seen by a hotel worker after my daughter pulled away, sitting by himself there. I'm not sure where, but somewhere just adjacent to the pier. As he turned away to do some work, and when she looked back, he was gone. As magical as he was in his life, appears to be the way that he finished this incarnation. Now, we don't know that for sure, and I could be criticized, I'm sure, by some for saying that, but it's been almost 2 months and not a word. The police said to us they'd never seen a situation where there wasn't at least some clues, some understanding of what happened, but in this case, nothing. Just gone. But I refuse to accept that an energy like Daniel de Santos could be dissipated simply by dropping the material body. He's too big for that. I believe he and we all go on. We all shine on, John Lennon said. Like the moon and the stars and the sun. He was bigger than life and he was bigger than death. Such a great talent. So far superior to me intellectually. And spiritually, he was an ocean of cool compassion who lit up every room very quietly and subtly wherever he went. His little laugh, his humility, his quiet being. I've never seen anything like that. And I've known some people, I had occasion to meet and spend an evening with George Harrison, my absolute pop hero and a great man as well. Wonderful philosopher and devotee and spiritual being. Again, one of those larger than life, who I think ultimately beats death. The evolution of their soul is so advanced, so directed, so energetic that dropping the body is maybe just like something that happens without too much fuss. I'm nobody like that. God knows I've tried to be. I'm sure that's the problem. But people like George, people like Daniel, people like my friend Prince Stash, who you can see here on YouTube, great friend of Brian Jones and a wonderful Renaissance man. Vivian Stanshall, who, when he spoke to me in English, I could hardly begin to understand what he was talking about. He was so verbally superior to me and intellectually precocious that it was like, huh? And all that I could hope to do is just kind of be with these people. And I think there's like 4 or 5 I've met in my life, Daniel being one of them. In many ways, Daniel being the most powerful because he was so fucking cool. I'm fake cool. if I'm cool at all. I'm just a caricature, a cartoon of myself. But Daniel was the real deal. And I miss him so much, you know. There were times in my life that I had a lot of man friends that I could hang with and chill and be together and discuss philosophy and ideas about life, because I've always tried to dig as deeply as I could and not just go on the surface, but try to dig down into what life is really all about. And Daniel had a lot of answers just by his being. He didn't talk philosophy like a lot of my friends have and myself. He was that thing. He led by his being, by his awareness, by his presence in a room. And I saw that with George Harrison. But he'd been so fucking bothered by people like me flipping out more or less when they had a chance to meet him, that he always was kind of on guard. Daniel, although he was a very famous athlete in the 90s with his bodyboarding, in fact, he was champion, I think, for 1 year in Portugal, and became very famous there and still is. Yeah, he did it in another way. He was unbothered. He was kind. He showed everybody respect. And it was all very sincere. And I learned a great deal from Daniel. And I've tried to absorb as much of his goodness and his beauty as I could to pass along to others, but so far no luck. I'm just a guy from Orchard Beach, New York, who has traveled but not as far, not as deep, and not as meaningfully as my brother Daniel dos Santos. So this has been tough, man. I am the youngest in my family, so I've had a lot of people that I love dearly go, but not like this, man. It's a mystery. It's a magical thing, and not in a good way. We needed Daniel, but he was larger than life. He did his thing, and he moved on. He left 2 beautiful children that I'm doing my best to try and take care of and mentor and shelter. And I will do that till my last breath, Daniel. I love you, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the way things went down. And I'll try to be the best man that I could be, and so much better for having known you. So without becoming overly emotional or sentimental, I bid you all a happy and fulfilling 2025, and entreat you to keep your family close. Keep an eye out. Because as our story and our family illustrates, you never know. Life turns on a dime. So God bless. Thank you for all of those who've come into our lives over the years, and especially after Daniel's disappearance in November. You've been wonderful. You've helped the children. You've sent your best wishes, sincerely. People like Juan in Malaysia. Such beautiful souls, sweet souls that have done their best to console us and be with us in our grief, which is a journey. that I am unfamiliar with, even though I've lived 71 years, and it changes you. Hare Krishna. God bless you all once again. And this is Geoffrey Giuliano signing out. Take care.